You think you know snakes. You don't. The animal in front of you has survived 5 mass extinctions. It has no legs, no ears, no eyelids, and yet it is one of the most perfectly engineered predators on this planet. Today we go inside the world of snakes. 10 facts, each one more shocking than the last. By the end of this video, you will never look at a snake the same way again. Fact 1. Snakes shed their skin, but not because it's old. Every 4 to 8 weeks, a snake outgrows its own body. Its skin doesn't stretch. It separates. The outer layer lifts away in one single piece, starting from the lips, peeling back over the entire body like removing a glove inside out. But here's what most people miss. Right before shedding, a snake goes temporarily blind. A fluid builds up between the old skin and the new one, and it clouds the eyes completely. For several days, the snake is vulnerable, irritable, and disoriented. This is when snakes are most dangerous to handle. Not because they want to attack, but because they genuinely cannot see what's approaching them. The new skin underneath is brighter, more vivid, and more sensitive than anything the snake had before. Shedding isn't just growth, it's a full reset. Fact 2. Some snakes don't just see in the dark, they see heat itself. Pit vipers, pythons, and boa constrictors have a sixth sense that humans don't have a name for. On either side of their face, between the eye and the nostril, sits a small depression called a pit organ. Inside that pit is a membrane so sensitive it can detect a temperature difference of just 0.003 degrees Celsius. That means a python in complete darkness can track a mouse by the heat of its heartbeat alone. It can detect a warm hand from 2 feet away without using its eyes at all. Scientists call this thermal imaging. Militaries spend billions developing it for night vision technology. Snakes evolved it 100 million years ago. Fact 3. The fastest strike in the animal kingdom doesn't belong to a cheetah, an eagle, or a mantis shrimp. It belongs to a snake. The king cobra strikes in 50 to 70 milliseconds. That is faster than a human eye can process what it's seeing. By the time your brain registers that the snake moved, the strike is already over. But speed isn't even the most dangerous part. The angle of attack is. A cobra can strike from any direction, sideways, backwards, even directly above its own body. There is no safe angle when a cobra decides to strike. The only reason humans survive cobra encounters at all is because cobras choose not to strike most of the time. When they choose otherwise, there is nothing you can do about it. Fact 4. Snakes evolved 2 completely different ways to kill, and scientists still debate which is more deadly. On the left, venom. A chemical weapon so precise it targets specific systems in the body: nervous system, blood cells, muscle tissue. Different snake species evolved different venoms to attack different prey. The inland taipan, the most venomous snake on Earth, carries enough venom in one bite to kill 100 adult humans. Not 1, 100. On the right, constriction. No chemicals, just pure mechanical force. A reticulated python wraps around its prey and squeezes, not to crush bones, but to stop blood flow. Every time the prey exhales, the coil tightens a fraction more. Within minutes, the heart stops. Here's the part that ends the debate. Some snakes evolved both. The cottonmouth, also called the water moccasin, is venomous and a powerful constrictor. It has 2 kill modes, and it chooses based on the situation. Evolution didn't pick a winner. It gave some snakes the whole arsenal. Fact 5. A snake's tongue is not for tasting. It's for smelling in 3D. When a snake flicks its forked tongue, it's collecting microscopic scent particles from the air. Each fork tip collects particles from a slightly different position, like 2 nostrils placed far apart. When the tongue pulls back, it presses against 2 openings in the roof of the mouth called the Jacobson's organ. This organ processes the chemical information from each fork independently, giving the snake a three-dimensional smell map of its environment. Left fork stronger than right. Prey is to the left. Right fork stronger. Prey went that way. The gap between the two forks is the snake's navigation system. A rattlesnake can follow a mouse trail that is 6 hours old, not by sight, not by sound, by the ghost of a scent that has almost completely faded, mapped in 3 dimensions by a tongue that moves faster than you can see. Fact 6. Snakes can swallow prey 10 times their own width, and here's the biology that makes it possible. A snake's jaw is not hinged the way yours is. The lower jaw is made of 2 separate bones connected by a flexible ligament. When a snake swallows, both sides of the lower jaw move independently, essentially walking forward around the prey one side at a time. The ribs have no sternum connecting them. Every rib can spread outward as the prey moves through the body. An African rock python was once documented swallowing an entire 130-pound impala. The meal created a visible bulge the size of a large watermelon, moving slowly down the snake's body over several days. After a meal that size, the snake doesn't need to eat again for up to a year. One meal, 12 months of energy. The most efficient digestive system on Earth. Fact 7. Baby snakes are born more dangerous than their parents. The moment a snake hatches, it is fully independent. No parenting, no teaching, no protection. It comes into the world with every instinct already loaded. Hunting, venom delivery, threat detection, escape routes. But here's what makes them more dangerous than adults. Young venomous snakes have not yet learned to control their venom delivery. Adult snakes perform what's called a dry bite, injecting little or no venom as a warning. Baby snakes inject a full dose every time. They haven't learned restraint yet. A baby rattlesnake, barely 10 inches long, delivers more medically significant bites per encounter than an adult. Not because it's more aggressive, but because it doesn't yet know how to hold back. Fact 8. The deadliest snake and the most venomous snake are not the same animal, and the difference matters. The inland taipan of Australia carries the most toxic venom of any snake on Earth. Drop for drop, its venom is 50 times more potent than a king cobra's, and yet it has killed almost nobody. Because it lives in one of the most remote deserts on Earth, is naturally reclusive, and almost never encounters humans. The saw-scaled viper, a small, unremarkable-looking snake in South Asia and Africa, kills more humans every year than any other snake species. Not because its venom is the strongest, because it lives near people, is easily stepped on, and strikes without warning. Danger isn't about maximum power, it's about location, behavior, and the unlucky intersection with human beings. Fact 9. A rattlesnake's rattle is a countdown, and it's telling you exactly how old it is. Every time a rattlesnake sheds its skin, every 6 to 8 weeks, a new segment is added to the rattle. Each segment is made of the same keratin as your fingernails, and they click against each other when the snake vibrates its tail. Count the segments, you know roughly how many times the snake has shed. Factor in age and you have a biological clock built into the tail. But here's the engineering detail nobody talks about. The rattlesnake can vibrate that tail at 60 times per second. At that frequency, the human ear hears it as a continuous buzzing hiss, not individual clicks. The brain registers it as danger before conscious thought can process what it is. The rattle doesn't just warn you. It bypasses your thinking brain and hits your fear response directly. Evolution built it that way on purpose. Fact 10. The king cobra is the only snake on Earth that builds a nest and guards it with its life. Every other snake lays eggs and leaves. The king cobra stays. The female constructs a nest from leaves, twigs, and forest debris, pushing material into a mound with her body. building a structure that can be 2 feet tall and 3 feet wide. She incubates the eggs for 60 to 90 days, never leaving, barely eating. During this period, she is at her absolute most dangerous. A king cobra defending a nest will attack any animal that approaches, including elephants. There are documented cases of king cobras chasing elephants away from their nesting sites. The king cobra is also the only snake that communicates with a sound distinct from hissing, a deep, resonant growl produced by modified tracheal sacs. Scientists describe it as sounding more like a dog's growl than anything typically associated with snakes. 10 feet long, enough venom to kill an elephant, and a mother who will not move. 10 facts. One animal that has been perfecting these systems for 150 million years. No legs, no ears, no eyelids, and yet the fastest strike, the most efficient digestion, thermal vision, 3D smell, and a mother who will chase an elephant. The snake doesn't need what we have. It never did. Like, share, and subscribe to Family Video. We post the animal facts that schools never taught you. But if you think the snake is terrifying, wait until you see what's been living alongside humans for 200 million years, hasn't needed to evolve once, and has the most powerful bite force of any animal alive. That's the next video.